it is pretty clear. You can just watch Donald Trump. The dude is having a very difficult time of it. Everybody's saying it's like the worst 3 weeks of his life or whatever. And maybe that is. Maybe soon it'll be 4 or 6. But you don't just have to trust your own eyes and see what he's bleeding on Truth Social. His aides are really starting to undercut him behind the scenes. I don't know if maybe they're trying to set up like what they're gonna do if he loses or something, but apparently there are major concerns within the campaign about his mental health and decline following his recent press conference. The one where he just talked about how he had bigger crowds than MLK Jr. or something. It was not just conspiratorial and weird. It's always gonna be with him. It was a waste of an opportunity, and it was further evidence that he can't turn this thing around. So sources have expressed serious concerns about his mental decline. During this conference, he recounted a story about being in a helicopter with Willie Brown that had to make an emergency landing, a claim that was later denied by Willie Brown himself. This incident has led to discussions within the campaign about potential next steps regarding his mental health and how it might impact his political future. He ended up talking about like he's gonna sue people that fact checked that fake story. And he's talking about serial killers and cannibals again. And look, he is fundamentally as angry about the fact that Harris is beating him as we have said from day one he would be. He would be mad if anyone was beating him, but as we said, it is a black woman, and that is 2 multipliers to his rage, his impotent, sad rage. And it's been weeks now, and according to sources, he can't get past it. He is just raging against her, and they're telling him you have to have a new hard-hitting stump speech. But again, he doesn't do stump speeches. He just plays the hits to a crowd. It's like his farewell tour. And so the message is meandering, it's self-indulgent, it's often wishful thinking, like talking about how Joe Biden is gonna storm the DNC and become the candidate again. He's struggling to get past his anger, and they say that he just won't change. And I don't know why it took them 3 weeks to figure this out. We were saying it ahead of time. And instead of going and campaigning, he's taking weeks off of campaigning to just play golf and then try to make himself feel better on Truth Social by messaging things like, I'm doing really well in the presidential race, leading in almost all of the real polls, like Rasmussen and Elon Musk's Twitter account, the real ones. And then he talks about how they're dealing with fake news and the low self-esteem leakers. Yeah, but they're just revealing what's really going on. And then you talk about how you had a great visit to Montana and Wyoming where you're leading big. You're supposed to be, you dumb doink. Those are red states. Those are not, like, that's not Georgia, that's not Michigan, that's not Pennsylvania, that's not Arizona. Like, he literally had a rally in Montana, which is great for Montana or whatever. But this is now a competitive race, and he's wasting his time playing golf and going to like the reddest places he can, Francesca.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I want his beloved Hannibal Lecter to actually just eat the part of my brain that knows Donald Trump's name. And no, he'd feed it to me. And I don't care. I'll eat my own brain if it means that I don't have to think about Donald Trump anymore, i.e., we need to vote against him in November. Oh, the whining and the bitching and the moaning, and it can't be close. It's gotta be a full sweep. Yes. It's gotta overwhelm all the lawsuits just like it was in 2020. And there are massive critiques. We're pushing Kamala. We must and will continue to do that. She is a corporate Democrat. There is no bones about that. Tim Walz may be a little different, but my God, stop subjecting. Why do wealthy men subject the world to their midlife/late life crises? Go to therapy, dog. I bet NBC would still give him a show if and when he loses, right? But again, he can't get over it. He actually needs to pivot. I'm like waiting. He doesn't have a lot of time to buck up a little bit and figure out a strategy here.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have a lot of time in the election. And also, as you alluded to, he doesn't cosmically have a lot of time. This isn't a midlife crisis. This is a 1% to go crisis. He's going out in crisis, by the way. And
he does have a death wish, John. Come on, you cover him a lot. He's got a death wish. There is a little bit of a I'm sorry that bullet wasn't closer. He is clearly tired. He's a tired old man.
He's a tired old man. That's why he's not campaigning more. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.